Hare Krishna. Welcome back to my channel. I am Radhika Piyari and today I am going to share with you the glories of Apara Ekadashi. Yudhishthir Maharaj asked Lord Sri Krishna that, "O Lord, please explain to me the glories of that Ekadashi which falls during the dark fortnight of the month of Jeshta. What are the merits one achieves by fasting on this Ekadashi, and who is the worshipable deity on this particular day?" Lord Sri Krishna said that, "O Yudhishthir, for the benefit of all the human society, you have today asked this question, which is not just going to benefit you, but everyone in this whole entire world. The merits of this particular Ekadashi is very sublime, and anyone who fasts on this Ekadashi, they can get all their sins erased just by its purity. The sins like killing of a Brahmana, having sex with another man's wife, killing of an embryo, all these kind of sins can be eradicated simply by observing strict fast on this particular day. This particular Ekadashi is called as Apara Ekadashi, and it is that kind of fasting which can make a person's life most fortunate." Then Lord Sri Krishna continued that there are sins like bearing false witness for someone, weighing on the scale and adding some substance there in order to cheat, also sarcastically or falsely glorifying someone, cheating someone as an Ayurvedic doctor, not performing one's duty as per the Varna or occupational duty, also cheating someone with respect to accountancy or being an accountant who is a cheater, also being a charlatan astrologer, also creating one's own scriptures and then preaching to others. All these kinds of sinful activities, they can be eradicated from a person's life if they are fasting on this Ekadashi. Now there is a Kshatriya, when they do not perform their duty, like fighting into the war and then running away from the war or just escaping from the war, that is one of the sinful acts of a Kshatriya, and they are bound to go to hellish regions because of that. But if one fasts on this Ekadashi of Apara, then they can nullify that particular sin and they can go to the heavenly planets. Now the disciple who would go against the orders of the spiritual master or blaspheme them, those kind of disciples, they also have to suffer unlimitedly into the hellish regions. But when one fasts on this particular Ekadashi, then that individual is eligible to go to the spiritual world directly. Now there are certain activities or certain things which an individual or a human being can do which can give them a lot of pious credits. Performing these kind of pious credits and the results which are achieved is equal to fasting on Apara Ekadashi. So these positive or pious activities are when a person goes and bathes 3 times in a day at Pushkara Kshetra during the month of Kartik. Then a person who bathes in Prayag during the month of Magha, which is January, February, when it is very cold. Then a person who goes to Kurukshetra and bathes there during solar eclipse, donates cows, elephants, that kind of merit is also very great and pious, and that kind of credit is achieved by fasting on Apara Ekadashi. If a person who donates pregnant cow along with a fertile land and gold, then a lot of merit is achieved through that, and that's the exactly same amount of merit one can get by fasting on this Apara Ekadashi. So all these pious activities which is done and the merits which are achieved by doing so much of hard work towards it, that can simply be achieved by fasting very strictly on this Apara Ekadashi. This Apara Ekadashi is like an axe, so it's like cuts all the sinful acts or sinful reactions which a person may have accumulated over the years or from their past life. Anyone who actually fears from their past and present sinful activities, they should fast on this particular Ekadashi. The worshipable deity on this particular day is Lord Trivikrama. Anyone who doesn't fast on this particular Ekadashi, then they have to take birth like a bubble in a big flow of ocean or sea, and they have to keep on coming back again and again and suffer. Now anyone who hears or reads the description of this particular Ekadashi, they can also deplete their sinful reactions which they may have accumulated. Now all the merits which has been described, or all the sins which has been described, which can be eradicated by just simply performing the fast on this Ekadashi, should not be taken for granted, and sin should not be committed on the strength of this particular austerity or fasting. So happy Ekadashi for all of you, and please do this fasting with complete dedication If you're not able to fast completely, then you can take a little bit fruits or a little bit of Ekadashi Prasad, but chant more rounds, hear more about the Lord, read about Him, and make your life blissful. Thank you so much for watching. Hare Krishna.